province is giving permission to have to use our streets of the town. The province is giving permission, the town hasn't yet, so this is a proposed bylaw, proposed route. Nothing set in stone. This isn't say, yeah, tomorrow on your bike go down King Street. This is a proposed route. Nothing is set in stone yet. Okay? So my proposed route, does everybody have a map or can see the map? My proposed route is 208 meters of Spa Road. That's all the town actually owns, 208 meters from King Street down to Spa. That's it. The rest is municipality and province. Okay? Continue down King to the corner of King and Water. Dock Street is not part of my route. Dock Street is off limits. King and Water only. At the corner of King and Water, you can go towards the wharf, and then the other way towards Falls Lane, Ohio Road, and to the Green Bridge. I'm only speaking to this in town limits. What happens outside town, I'm not part of. This is a town-only route, proposed route. Okay? We are to follow the rules of the road as this goes by. So just like you're in a car, no drinking and driving, for one, just like a vehicle. Okay? Now you have a list of do's and don'ts, or the do's I should say. Okay? Stay on the trail, you gotta be insured, you gotta be registered, you gotta hold a valid driver's license. Can't go over 25 kilometers an hour. Gotta wear a helmet. Equipped with the left side mirror. Keep in the traffic lane unless obviously you want to turn left and you have to veer off to turn left, but that's why you have the mirror. If you don't have signals, proper hand signals are to be used. If you have signals, use them. The trail will be open half hour before dawn, half hour before dusk. So essentially sun up to sundown. Dogs are allowed on bikes. Stop when you're being requested by enforcement officers. So that could be RCMP or DNR. DNR also has the right in town to stop you on an ATV, side-by-side, dirt bike, whatever. If you have a seatbelt, wear it. I know four-wheelers don't, but side-by-sides do. So if you're equipped with one, slap her on. Passengers under 16. So essentially what this bill, the province did enact, Bill 273, and if you want a link to that, I have a QR code here. Everybody knows how to use QR code. 16 to 9 is the age limit for passengers. What this bill states, any passenger under the age of 9 is not permitted on an ATV to utilize the road trips. So I'm following the letter of the law that the province had laid out. Headlamps activated, rear facing red lights, noise level. If you have a factory muffler, please use it. Don't rip it off if it sounds cool. It doesn't sound cool to everybody. And again, if you are on the road and you see something in the street, let someone know. Let your bike groups know, let the town know, the authorities know. We don't want one person to ruin it for everybody else. I hope people will kind of help police themselves in these matters. I know there's been success in other trails, and other ATV groups have success with policing themselves, as well as help with RCMP and DNR. Okay? There's been some pilot projects over the last couple of years that implement this road trail bylaw or road trail act. Ships Harbor in Halifax, Quarters Lake in Halifax, New Germany, Weymouth, Guysborough County, and CBRN. I've heard nothing but good reviews on this road trail bylaw, or not road trail, but road trail act. So the road trail act allows towns, counties, communities to use the roads instead of trails. So for instance, if everybody remembers 2018, at a meeting here about using a rail beds for trails and how well that went. So this is going to get us around that negativity. Hopefully be able to use the road to connect the existing trails in the municipality throughout the town. Any questions on the regulations or rules?
Yep.
Phil? Yes.
You said 25 kilometers per hour. I feel like the machines are like 64 inches wide, and if I'm doing 24 kilometers an hour, ain't I just going to obstruct the the flow of traffic through town.
Most likely you are, yes.
So why don't we just do 50, why don't we just flow with the traffic?
The 25-kilometer-an-hour limit is set by the province. I can't set that. That's what the province put out in this Bill 273.
So all the cars are gonna just pile up behind every bike that's doing 25 kilometers an hour.
How I see it personally is you treat a slow mover vehicle like you do a bicycle. So you see a bike on the side of the road, you would wait until it's safe to go around.
All right,
That's how
cool.
I would do it anyway. That's how I would handle it.
That works. I'm just pretty wide, that's all.
Yeah, man. Okay. On our roads, you see the two white strips on King Street, Water Street, Falls Lane. They're called travel lanes. So the travel lane allows me to let ATVs and side-by-sides kind of hug the shoulder of the road and into the traffic lane to allow bikes to go flow with traffic.
So so there's not gonna be like a designated ATV lane, or it's just kind of,
That travel lane on the side of the road is.
so if you're wider, you might encroach into the road. One way.
If you had a regular sized bike lane, you would still encroach on the
Yeah.
flow of traffic, no matter.
So you're not driving straight into the road, you're just
You're kind of
staying off into
Yep.
the, yeah, okay.
Yep.
I see the picture you have it on Ohio Road, but it sort of gets cut off. How far up Ohio does it go? Does it
So the
cross?
province allowed me to go as far as Tim Hortons and Needs. I can't go any further than that. So I asked to cross the 103 to utilize the parking lot, the carpool lot. The province didn't feel it was safe to cross the 103, so I'm stuck with Tim Hortons and Needs. I'm asking for 2 parking areas for locals to take their bikes and trail them to 2 designated areas. One is down at the wharf. So if everybody remembers the old Irving oil drums, or maybe here at the end of the wharf, there's a huge lot that's vacant. There's a couple rocks there now. So I'm asking for a parking lot down at the end of the wharf here for residents to trailer their bikes to offload and then utilize the trail. If you live on top of Thomas Street, for example, and you want to get to the trail, you are not to take your bike from your doorstep, drive it down the street, hit our road trail. You're supposed to trailer it to a designated spot, jump on, and then roll. My other potential parking lot is by the Green Bridge at the end of Falls Lane. There's a parking lot there that we can potentially utilize to trailer our bikes to, and then jump on and access the trail out.
Just where it talks about having, how with the dirt bike side, just where it said on the dirt bike side, red rear facing light must be fitted. Is that just a battery operated light or a brake actuated?
A brake light.
So, or hand signals equivalent? Because a lot of dirt bikes don't have that.
No, if you want to access the trails, you need a brake light on back of your vehicle. Dirt bike, ATV, side by side, or otherwise. If you're motorized, we'd like to have another brake light.
Because that will eliminate people that are paying into the infrastructure fund accessing that track
If,
without that red tail light.
if you want to have an ATV like that,
Nope, the dirt bike. It's a dirt bike. You still red and white plate.
this act states rear facing lights, so I'm going well with the
Okay,
province.
yeah, no,
Lays out.
so I'll just use the other places that already had this piloted project, what they did to circumnavigate that or mandate that.
You had to install a rear light.
Big deal for some.
Yep. Any questions on the route or how to get from point A to point B on the road? Okay.
What happens if you are a little late coming back and it's after dark? Like, because it can start at 5 o'clock in the winter.
I hope you planned your trip better. I know,
Oh.
I mean, circumstances happen and you do get tied up and you're gonna be late. That happens. If you get reported, you explain the situation to whatever enforcement comes in contact with you, RCMP, DNR, any other authority, you explain to them and maybe you can go from there. All I ask, all I can try to enforce is what I lay out in my bylaw and my regulations.
So that's the provincial law that says that?
Yep.
Okay. So like we could say, for example, we could have a bylaw till 9 on the weekends or something, so people could
That's-
actually go somewhere.
That's an idea,
You
right?
know,
And
like,
I do have
if we
sheets.
could bring that up at a town
Yeah,
meeting
no,
or
certainly, of
something
course.
like that, right? Because I agree with her, that was one, I agree with everything on here but that,
Yeah, and I understand
right?
that.
Like, people go for drives and they're like, oh gosh, we've got to be back by, 5:45 because it's dark then,
Yeah. Again, this is why we're having this public
in the
meeting.
winter time especially, it's
Yeah.
winter.
Yeah. At 5 o'clock, you're gonna be in your
You have to be
house.
home.
I'm gonna come looking for you. Now, this is why we have these meetings. There's some things that I could have overlooked, the problems could overlook. So this is why we have these meetings, and if you have any concerns, call me, email me, I have a sheet back there, you can write it down with my email address.
I've lived in other provinces and people go all times of the day and night,
Yeah.
to follow the laws, no cops were chasing them, like they were very respectful, most probably will.
And that's well, respectful users of this trail and of our
I mean,
facility.
if we came through at 6:15, you're gonna have like 6 cop cars chasing you, and be like, who's that kind of thing, like it is now.
We don't have to.
Call the Bears back up.
I'm a kid, you wouldn't keep up anything.
So the whole purpose of this meeting tonight is just to make the public aware of what my idea and plan is. The last one we did in 2018, obviously I wasn't in the position then, but I've heard nothing but negative feedback from that meeting. So when the province let out this new bill, I thought, get away from the rail beds. If we want to make this happen, let's try to enact what they put down in place. And try to utilize the stuff the province gives you, because they don't give you much. So to give you a little bit, maybe I'll try to give you a little more.
I mean, it's something we could probably work out as a community.
Is there a timeline for the implementation?
So, I go to second reading on July 15th. After second reading, before second reading, I bring a report to the council at that meeting. And if everything goes through, the bylaw won't take into effect until the proper signage is in place.
2 years.
So the signage could be in place mid-August, mid-September. It all depends how fast I can get everything in order and signs put up and advertise the proper length of time set up in the MGA.
Okay. So you need help with signage?
Pardon me?
You need help with signage?
Oh, so these are the proposed signs I would somewhat use, I guess. These are ones I found, were given to me by Public Works. Green obviously means go, red obviously means stop. So these signs will be at every intersection you face when it comes to the road trail. So say at the end of Water and King. Well, I might want to go check out Dock Street. Oh, wait, I can't, got a red sign right there. That means no go for the trail, okay? Left to right at the end of Water. You'll have arrows indicating which way to go. I'm gonna have, if this goes through, I'm gonna have so many signs tell you what to do, what not to do,
Yeah.
if I can. Any other questions? Like, if you guys don't feel comfortable asking in public, I do have sheets back there you can fill out. You can email me, you can call me. I'm at the town office, I'm always accessible. You see me on the street, I'll talk to you.
What are the level of fines? Non-drivers are fine.
So those are set, those fines are set by DNR and the RCMP. I can't control what fine costs. I can't answer that.
Yeah, the fines are comparable.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's very comparable. Yeah.
Cindy, if you ever go to a rally, there's checkpoints, there's RCMP, they're checking for drugs, they're checking for alcohol, they make sure you're registered, they make sure you're insured. They are very strict in rallies and various other towns and stuff like that. Most of us are experienced drivers who've been around and done all this stuff. We travel and go to other places, and we would really like to see it come through.
Yarmouth has it in place right now, and they have all of Water Street in Yarmouth, so that runs right by the fairs. And I've talked to the CAO, and he hasn't had an issue since last September with his road trail that he has in place. I haven't heard any negative feedback from other pilot project committees that tried this. It all seems positive.
The whole data's fantastic.
See that?
Because really, it's amazing when 1,000 people come into the community for the weekend, for 2 days. It's a lot of money, a lot of income can be brought in.
That's another drawback. I'm just trying to connect our end of the province. It's already happening elsewhere. I would like to get it done here, so I'm not the last man standing kind of thing with activities. I'd like to be one of the forefront people, so we can say, hey, we were there right at the beginning, we helped build this. So, again, I have to bring a report to council after this meeting, and we can kind of go from there. Nothing set in stone, no, everyone, just make that clear. Do not take your bikes on the road until you see advertised that you can.
I drove mine here.
Of course you did. So this, everything here is just a proposed bylaw, proposed bylaw, there's nothing set in stone. I haven't gone through the proper channels yet, I'm in the process. I have a procedure I gotta follow, I'm in the process of doing that. Okay? Does anybody else have anything, any concerns? No concerns, no questions? Okay. Thanks for coming out, guys. If you want to talk to me after, I'll hang around after for a bit. If you want to submit.
They call me a